Have you ever wanted to record a podcast but didn't know the way? Well, I've got good news. Let me tell you about something. It's called Anchor, and Anchor is the easiest way to record a podcast. Let me explain. It's absolutely free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. And it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So here's what I need you to do. Please download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's another episode of the 2-2 Podcast. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you could join me today. As always, thank you to everyone who listens to the show each and every week. Your support is so amazing. Listen, today's show is going to be really, really good. I know I say that every week. I understand I say that every week. But I believe today's show is going to be a really good show. So, as always, grab a notebook, grab a pen, grab your friends, and grab your family. Let's go to work. On the road towards greatness, one of the obstacles you must navigate around is doubt. Doesn't matter what type of doubt it is. And there's so many forms of doubt that we deal with in everyday life, especially when we are on the road to success. There are so many levels of doubt we must navigate through and get around and deal with them trying to cause a detour and a distraction. And some of those types of doubt can be doubt from others, doubt from, from our friends, doubt from our family, doubt from strangers. But one of the hardest things to navigate through when it comes to doubt is our own self-doubt. We can be our biggest critic, we can be our greatest friend, but we can be our greatest enemy when it comes to purpose and comes to success. And I wanted to continue this series Distracted by talking about doubt. What doubt is, what doubt causes, what doubt does, the types of doubt, and how we can get through doubt and build our faith and build our and refuel our focus and our fire each and every day. And so let's get into it, y'all. What is doubt, you might ask? You know I love definitions. You know I love terms. You know I love defining things to set the tone for what we're going to talk about each and every week. And thank you once again for your great support. I can't do this without you all. You are amazing. You are just a blessing to my life and to this show. There are things money cannot buy. And that is true support. That is true love, true support. It can't buy love. It can't buy true support. It can't buy just true positivity. It can't do that. And so, thank you. Thank you again for all that you are and all that you do. All right, let's get into it. What is doubt? Well, Webster's dictionary defines it two ways. Doubt is a feeling of uncertainty, and the other definition is a fear or to be afraid. Once again, those two definitions are a feeling of uncertainty or fear or to be afraid. And right now, in the midst of a pandemic and in the midst of such tension and intolerance, doubt is one of the biggest things that has been talked about throughout the last few weeks. Actually, for the last few months, we've talked about doubt. We've dealt with doubt at our dinner tables. We've dealt with doubt at the water cooler. We've dealt with doubt amongst our friends. We've dealt with the conversation about uncertainty within the culture and within our world and within our communities right now, dealing with the double whammy of a pandemic and racial tension. And we have to confront doubt head on. as always, because if we do not confront doubt head on, it will have the permission and the access to run around and run amok. And we must confront doubt with faith. We must fight doubt and fear with faith. And that can be easier said than done. It is so hard to have faith in some cases, and in so many cases right now, when you're dealing with people getting sick, and also people, when you're also dealing with sickness and prejudice at the same time. And so, let's talk about, just for a few minutes, the three things doubt does. What are the three things doubt does do to us? Well, the first, I believe, and write this down, 1, 2, and 3. The first one is doubt causes us to defer. Doubt causes us to defer. What does defer mean? It simply means this. It means to delay, to put away, to put aside. It means to postpone. It means to put off. How many, show of hands, even though I can't see your hands, and we'll talk about this a lot more this evening, please join me tonight on IG Live for Tuesday Night Live. We bringing it in here, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll give you more details about that later on at the end of the show. How many believe, and how many have dealt with this right now, and how many have dealt with this through life, that when you are building a dream, when you are a dreamer, doubt will cause you to defer. It will cause you to put off. It'll cause you to put it away. It'll cause you to put it on the shelf for a little bit. It'll cause you to fear failure. It'll cause you to, just kind of push it away for just a little bit. And deferring when it comes to dreaming, in some cases, when you put it off, you will never go back to it. You will never go back to it. And one of my favorite poems is by Langston Hughes. Y'all might have heard it. It is called A Dream Deferred. And I'll read it just very quickly. It says, what happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crushed in sugar like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? What happens to a dream deferred? We often read that when I was a kid, especially around Black History Month, especially when we were talking about the Harlem Renaissance, we would read that poem. But as a kid, I didn't understand what it meant. I didn't understand what happens with a dream deferred meant. And when it talks about these things like a raisin in the sun, when it dries up, when it or festers like a sore and then runs, due to a delay in treatment, or leaving it something to stagnate for such a long time, just like stinking like rotten meat. Better yet, let's give a better example. What is a dream deferred? A dream put away. A dream deferred to me is like stagnant water. A water that has not been stirred, water that does not move, that eventually you're not going to want to deal with it. And eventually, once doubt comes in, it will mess you up. It will become stagnant if you're not strong enough to keep it moving. If you're not strong enough to keep your dreams moving and you keep being consistent about the building and the progress of your dreams and your destiny. And I heard someone say this, when it comes to doubt and it comes to dreams, to not let everybody touch your dream. Don't let everybody touch your dream. Don't let anybody just put their hands on your dream. Simply because if you let too many hands get put on your dream, especially when it's in the stages where it's at the beginning, it's in the infancy stages, you can't let everybody. It's just almost like you can't let everybody touch your baby or newborn. Because at some point, with a dream, if you let everybody touch it, it'll get sick. If you just let anybody and everybody touch it. Your dreams will get infected if you let anybody and everybody touch it. And we have to be careful who we sell our dreams to or tell our dreams to. Think about this. Think about Joseph. Joseph was a dreamer. But he had people around him. He had brothers around him who were jealous of him. And Joseph was a dreamer, because he was a dreamer. Eventually, his brothers tried to kill the dreamer in him. How did they do that? They threw him in a pit. They lied to his father and told him that he had been killed by a wild animal. And sometimes in life, our dreams are deferred by other people's hands being on it. And we have to be careful when it comes to doubt and it comes to dreams, not to allow other people's hands to be on it. And the other part about that, when it comes to self-doubt, we have to tell ourselves, I can't allow my fear, and I can't allow the fear of failure to cause doubt that is so great that it will cause me to quit or to cause me to put it on the shelf. Now, sometimes we have to put dreams on the shelf because of family reasons. Sometimes we have to put dreams on the shelf because of health reasons. But I'm talking about those times where we put dreams and goals on the shelf because of the fear of failure, or the fear of what other people have to say about it, or even our own fears that we project upon ourselves. We can't allow doubt and fear of our own self-doubt and fear of others to be the factor or be the reason why we put our things on the shelf and never dust them off and never continue to build upon them. Okay, the second thing, and I probably have talked about this just in the middle of this first one about dreams being deferred. And let me go back to the thing about doubt causing us to defer. There's a scripture in the Bible. I always love to connect scripture to everyday life. And there's a verse in the Bible, it's Proverbs 13:12, and it says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life." Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Doubt causes hope to get pushed to the wayside. And with no hope, your heart's going to get sick. With no faith, your heart's going to get sick. And so we have to build our hope on things above. We have to build our hope on God. And we have to be willing to walk by faith in the midst of pain and uncertainty and fear and doubt and trepidation. We have to be willing to walk by faith. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit. I like to stay on one point at one time and stay there. And I just have to drive the point across that we can't allow fear and doubt to cause our heart to get sick. We can't allow fear and doubt to scare hope away and to drive hope away. We must walk by faith and live by faith at all times when it doesn't seem like anything is right. We have to be willing to walk by faith when our money is funny and our change is strange. We have to be willing to walk by faith when friends leave us and when friends doubt us and when friends don't believe in us. We have to walk by faith when we're all alone. We have to be willing to walk by faith when our own self-doubt wants to creep in. In this world, you're going to have tribulations. In this world, you're going to have doubt. In this world, you're going to have fear. But be of good cheer. Walk by faith, y'all. We can end it right there, but I got so much to talk about today. Man, I love talking about this. And because allow me to just be a bit open about myself. I deal with doubt every day. Just like any other person. That's what makes us human. We deal with doubt. We're going to deal with that. But it's how we handle it, how we navigate through it, how we navigate past it. Even in the face of it, in the face of adversity, when it doesn't seem like things are working and your money isn't right. It's how we respond. And, yesterday I was talking to my grandma about something that I always talk about on this show and I talk about to other people. It's E plus R equals O, event, response, outcome. And how we respond to doubt will dictate the outcome. If we respond to doubt in an adverse way, the outcome is going to be it's not going to be as great. If we deal with doubt by living and walking by faith and not being fearful, and continue to press on and being committed and being all in, the outcome will be great in spite of all of the things that you had to go through. And so let's continue on with this second one. The second one being that doubt causes us to quit. I know for a fact that doubt in so many cases has caused me to quit. And sometimes when you quit and you come back to something, sometimes you feel that it's too late to go get that dream. It's too late to go get that job. It's too late to go get that goal. It's too late to go get that house. It's just sometimes when we are dealing in the realm of doubt and fear, our doubt and fear will cause us to think that things are too late. And we have to be willing to go, I will not fear. I will not be scared to go get it. I know I doubted it at the beginning. But I have to be willing to keep going when fear is in my face and when doubt is in my midst. I have to be willing to confront it and go, doubt will not be a factor as to why I quit. And doubt and fear will not be a factor as to why I give up. It will not be a factor. My faith will be fueled. And my focus will be fueled in the face of doubt. And so doubt causes us to fear failure. It causes us to fear what other people have to say. Once again, confront your doubt and fear with faith and courage. The third thing that I believe that doubt does, and I just said this, and I just really kind of put all of these three together, but the third one is doubt causes us to fear. Doubt causes us to fear. It causes us to be scared. And I just kind of talked about it just a minute ago. We really don't need to go any further than the fact that we should not be fearful, but faithful. We should not be faithful. We should not be fearful. F-U-L-L. Full of fear. But we should be faithful. Full of faith. F-U-L-L. Faithful. We must change fearful to faithful when it comes to dealing with doubt. So those three things again is that fear causes us to defer. It causes us to quit, and it causes us to doubt. So now let's get into it. Let's go deeper. Let's talk about the three types of doubt And I'm getting some of my resource material today from a website called My Anchor Church. How ironic that this is on Anchor, and today's talk is from a church called Anchor Church. And so I thank you to Anchor Church for putting this out not too long ago, because this has been a addition to what I'm talking about today when it comes to doubt. And so they did a devotional, and they did a devotional, Faith in the Three Types of Doubt. And if you want to read it, it is on myanchorchurch.com, and type in Anchor Church and then doubt devotional in whatever your search engine is. And so they did, once again, this thing is myanchorchurch.com. They did a devotional called Faith in the Three Types of Doubt. And they define doubt in three types, three ways. Three types of doubt are intellectual doubt. Intellectual doubt. And this is, that doubt in our mind. Our intellectual doubt deals with the doubt that invades our mind each and every day. The voice in our head, that inner me, that can be my enemy. That inner me that can be the enemy. Intellectual doubt. And sometimes when we do not control our thoughts, and we do not fix what we think and guard our minds, our thoughts can produce copious amounts of doubt and fear that cause us to quit, that cause us to defer, that cause us to postpone, to cause us to be scared. Intellectual doubt. I believe the next thing, and here's the second thing that they say, that they talk about, is emotional doubt. Emotional doubt. What happens when your emotions wage war on you? What happens when your emotions and the intellectual doubt and your emotional doubt clash with one another? They come together to clash and mess you up and derail you. Emotional doubt is the insecurity, the anger. Sometimes we deal with emotional doubt when it comes to dating. Believe me, I have been there. I know a lot of you that will listen to this will say, I have been there, where emotional doubt has took a toll on dating, when it took a toll on my friendships, when there is, it also deals within the realm of depression and anxiety. When you feel, and a lot of people deal with this as well, insecurity about about the physical. That's a type of emotional doubt. The insecurity of physical features. And I want to talk about that really quickly, because this is something we have to do. We have to stop shaming others for the way they look. We have to stop shaming people for the color of their skin. Yeah, I said it. We're here now. All right, so we're talking about insecurity because we're dealing with a world where people have made other people feel insecure about who they are, to the point that the enemy that causes the enemy that's within me causes me to be insecure about myself, about the color of my skin, about the way that I look, the way that my hair is, the way that my lips, the shape of my lips, the shape of who I am, my culture, all of that. It causes insecurity because the insecurity of others has infiltrated my mind and in my spirit and in my emotions to the point that I doubt myself so much that I'm insecure about myself. And we have to be willing to change who we are. We have to be willing to change our mindset and stop being here's on one side, allowing others to cause us to be insecure about ourselves. And the other part of that, while I smack my laptop a little bit, I apologize if you just heard that. We can't allow other people to cause us to be insecure about who we are. And I'm talking to my fellow black brothers and sisters. In this age and this culture right now, we have to be willing to be strong and love ourselves in the midst of people's insecurities about themselves that they project on us. I'm here. We're talking about it. This is my show. You ain't got to listen to it. Turn it off at this part and skip if you don't want to hear this, if this makes you uncomfortable. We have to stop making people insecure and projecting our own insecurities on other people that cause other people to be insecure about what they look like and how they feel about themselves. Nobody should make you feel bad about being black, about being about your weight, about your height, about who you are. We are strong. We are beautiful. And so, dealing with emotional doubt, as I come back to this, thank you for allowing me to be on this tangent for just a second because I had to deal with this just for a second. Dealing with insecurity. Believe me, I am a living witness and a living testimony about dealing with the evil realm of insecurity. Being insecure about who I am, so I had to do things because I doubted myself. And I quit. And I deferred my dreams because of doubt and insecurity. Because I wanted to please people. Insecurity will cause you to please people who don't care whether you sink or swim, live or die, pass or fail. It's an emotional doubt that we have to deal with. The anxious, angry, and even depressed feelings. And sometimes those feelings, when it comes to intellectual doubt and emotional doubt, cause us to not hear what God has to say and what God has for us. And it causes us to kind of muffle out what God is saying about us. And we must deal with intellectual and emotional doubt when it comes to building towards dreams and purpose. And I believe in the third thing on here is spiritual doubt. Spiritual doubt. How many can say that they have dealt with spiritual doubt? Doubt in my spirit that things will get better. When your spirit imagines the worst. When your spirit and what this devotional says is, and I'll read this kind of paraphrasing, your God-given ability to imagine and relate intuitively is deeply spiritual. Spiritual doubt is when your imaginations and personal intuition is set on imagining the worst without hope. Spiritual doubt is the fuel of all other doubt. And spiritual doubt is the result of having nothing inside of you pointing toward any level of desirable outcome or future. Spiritual doubt. Doubt in the spirit that the outcome is going to get better. Doubt in your spirit that justice will come for those who have been wrong, who have been accosted. That justice will not come for them. And Also, spiritual doubt with, when you are dealing with the fear of not being what God has intended you to be. And so with that spiritual doubt, we will quit. We will fear. Our dreams will get pushed to the wayside because there's fear that things won't work out. There's just that intuitive feeling that there's no hope. And I want to please encourage you to build your spirit, build up your faith, build up anything that is causing your spirit to doubt and your emotions to doubt and your intellect in as far as your intellect to be doubted, to be filled with doubt. I'm sorry. We have to deal with the uncertainties by walking by faith. We have to deal with the emotions, the insecurities, by walking in courage and in faith. We have to deal with spiritual doubt by walking by faith, even in the midst of trials and tribulations. We must deal with that. Finally, and we're going to get up out of here, and I'm going to do these very quickly, and we're going to wrap up, and I will get back into this a whole lot more tonight on Tuesday Night Live at 7 p.m. I believe these are a few ways to overcome doubt. Change your thoughts, as I just said. Change your thoughts. Change your words. Change what you say. What are you saying? And let me add something to the beginning of this. Change what you hear. You might have heard me talk about this at the beginning of this first season of the 2-2 podcast, where I talked about, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch the habits, because they become your character. Watch your character becomes your destiny. But let me to add this as 1A and 1B. We must change what we see. We must change what we hear. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? Then we must change our thoughts. What we think. What are we thinking? We must ask the question of ourselves. What are we thinking? What are we saying? And then I also believe that we must be consistent. We must stick to it. We must have a sense of stick-to-itiveness. We must be persistent and consistent when it comes to dealing with doubt. We must be persistent and consistent in faith, strong in our faith. Be willing to build your faith. Make faith your foundation. That's the final one, to build your faith. Faith is a firm foundation. And faith must be the anchor, and faith must be the foundation that cannot move, will not be moved. My anchor will not be moved. My faith is in God in all that I do. So please, confront doubt with faith. Confront fear with faith today. Ask yourself the question once again, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I allowing myself to think? What am I allowing myself to say? What am I allowing myself to do? Am I being consistent about building my dream, building towards a goal, building towards being great, building towards making a life change that is positive, building towards getting away from the gravitational pull of other people's opinions and other people's doubt and other people's projections of their doubt? What am I doing today? Build your faith today. Listen, thank you for all that you are and all that you do in support of this show. I couldn't do this without you. I couldn't do this without you all. I celebrated a birthday yesterday. So glad to see 31. So grateful for it in this time to see my 31st birthday. And I believe that the 31st, my 31st year is going to be a year of the breakout. I believe that, and I'm not saying this just for myself. I'm just saying this for anybody, that I believe that this second half of 2020, in the midst of all the chaos that's going on, I believe that this is a breakout for anybody that has doubted and feared, that has dealt with doubt and fear within their lives. That this is the year of the breakout. This is the second half is going to be a time of breakout, a breakthrough, break forth. That God is about to do something amazing for all of us when it comes to everything that we have dreamed and we have worked towards. And I believe in this 31st year that God is about to break forth something amazing involving all that I do, involving podcasting and social media and every venture that I've been taking a part in. I believe that God is about to move in a mighty way in my life going into the second half of this year and going into 2021. It's going to be some great things, but I celebrated my 31st birthday. If you want to give me a gift, and you don't have to, if you still want to say thank you, if you want to say happy birthday to me, I'm sorry, please go to my Instagram, my personal page. It's AlexJ_live. Send me a message. Send me a happy birthday. Because I'm celebrating my birthday all week long. And tonight on Tuesday Night Live on Alex J Live at 7 p.m. We're going to celebrate some more tonight. Celebrate my birthday. We're celebrating the whole week. If you want to give a gift, and I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, whatever. If you want to give a gift, my Cash App is $capital A, capital J, capital D, capital S, 1121. That's AJDS in all capital letters, 1121. My Cash App is AJDS 1121. If you want to send a gift, it is out there. But thank you for all that you are and all that you do. Listen, I will see you tonight, 7 p.m. on IG Live as we continue talking about doubt. And tonight we're gonna have a little fun with it. We're gonna be interactive. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have a little family time tonight as we continue and we talk about this a little bit more. And then that's at 7 p.m. tonight. And at 1 p.m. on Thursday, we will continue the series, Distracted. So I really want you to continue to join in and tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody to listen to this show each and every week. God bless you all. Thank you for all that you do. Once again, I'm so humbled and appreciative of all of you. So we'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. And if not, I'll see you at 1 p.m. Thursday, right here on Anchor, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Be blessed, y'all. We'll see you tonight at 7.